Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Well, let's see if I can get this going here. Looks to me like it's okay. Maybe. One second. Good morning, Dallo. Wow, you're early. Hang on. Okay. There we go. Now we're connected. Everything's good. Slight technical difficulties. So today we are going to go over the news, talk a little bit about what's going on. There's a lot going on. I always look at it, and I was telling this to Patty and Bob today, I always look at it as, does it affect me? Does it affect the expats? And most of the news doesn't affect the expats. Good morning, Victor. How's it going? Yo. Wow, lots of people here starting to come in. I love it. Very good. We're going to talk about the news today. But it's... yeah, there's a lot going on right now. We're going to talk about it. And today is what? November 14th. It's a Tuesday. And the air quality, how much was your shave and haircut last week? An hour video last week? Good morning to all. How much was my shave and my haircut? Well, I don't know, because I almost never get a shave and a haircut now. I just get a haircut. And usually it's about 100 baht. I mean, I used to get it for 30, 40 baht. Then it went up to 50, then it went up to 70, then it went up to 80, and now it's up to 100. Even more. And I used to get, for 70 baht, I'd get a shave too. But now they don't shave you. Now you gotta ask them, and that's an extra 30 baht, even 50 baht. So most of the time I shave myself. I haven't shaved in the last 2 days. I'll probably shave tomorrow morning myself, give myself a shave, and I'll probably shave my head tomorrow on my own, because it saves me the 100 baht, and I can do it. It's a piece of cake. I got a shaver, I got I got a couple of electric razors. I just shave my head. It takes about 15 minutes, boom, it's done. And I don't have to go there and sit there and sometimes it's nice to talk to the barbers and, have a little small talk. But the second to last time I went in, I had some lady there. I'd never seen her before. And she didn't say anything to me. She just was shaving my head. And then she goes, 150 baht. And I go, what? No, it's 100 baht. She goes, not for you, for Thai people. Oh, and that just pissed me off. And I said, no, I've been coming here for years, before you were working here. My kids come here. It's 100 baht. That's what it says on the glass. And she goes, oh. And then the guy said, it's 100 baht for him. So she tried to charge me more money because I wasn't Thai. And, it's like, listen, you got to get away from that. I'm sorry. Get away from that. Oh, well, you're not Thai, so you have to pay a lot more. No, I'm not going to pay more. I won't pay you. I'll tell you no. Not much, but there's a lot of little stuff going on, so we're going to talk about that. Before I get going, remember to smash the like button, smash the join button, smash the subscribe button. I'm trying to get an Osmo Action 4 camera. I'm trying very hard to set aside the money for it. Plus, I got a little trip to Pattaya coming up. Trying to set the money aside, and honestly, I don't really have it, so I'm trying to earn the money however I can, selling stuff, going online. Remember, if you need a consultation, get a hold of me. We can talk. I can help you. So there you go there. This Action Osmo 4. I think it's 16,900 baht for the adventure pack. That's what I'm after. And That's what I'm trying to do. So, I put all the money pretty much back into the into the channel. It's not like I earn an arm and a leg here. So anyway, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Smash the like button. Just watch. That's good enough. But like I said, today we're going to go over the news. And I'll just go over with the less important things first. And one of the first things is that it's going to be raining rather heavy this week. Thunderstorms are forecast for 60% of the areas in Bangkok and its vicinity, as well as many other parts of Thailand. A new high-pressure system or a massive cool air of moderate intensity is descending from China, blanketing the upper northeastern part of Thailand. And then there's easterly winds coming in, and there's winds coming from Malaysia. So all these things, southerners are advised to be cautious of flash floods caused by heavy rains, especially in the hilly areas. Waves 1 to 2 meters high, it's not all that high, are expected in the Gulf of Thailand and Andaman Sea. So the weather is supposed to be a little bit nasty this week. It's been raining, but it hasn't really been raining all that hard yet, so I suspect that towards the end of the week it's going to get more and more, it's going to be heavier and heavier. Now, the relatively big news, some of the relatively big news here, is that the Chinese police are set to patrol Thailand to boost tourist confidence. Now, that really depends on who you read, because in The Nation and various other publications, the Thai authorities supposedly have decided to let Chinese police officers participate in the patrols in several tourist cities in the kingdom. They're following the Italian model. Before COVID, the Italians let the Chinese police come in and help them. Supposedly, Tapani Kiatpaipun, director of the Tourist Authority of Thailand, announced this move on Sunday after attending a meeting with Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin. The primary focus of the meeting was addressing security concerns and ensuring quality of services provided to tourists during their stay in Thailand. Now, supposedly, they're going to be patrolling the major Thai tourist cities so that they can put the Chinese at ease. Listen, if the Chinese aren't at ease, don't come. That's how I look at it. But, you know, the Thai tourist authorities looking at it like, oh, well, we want all the tourists we can get. We want them to feel safe. And I don't get it with the Chinese. They're bending over backwards to kiss the asses of the Chinese. Now, if you read, say, the Bangkok Post, the police chief of the national police chief, General Torsak Sukwimon, has denied that Thai police have sought Chinese counterparts patrols in the country, saying that would raise security issues. He voiced his stance on Monday in response to earlier reports that authorities plan to invite Chinese police to patrol in popular tourist areas to boost confidence among Chinese visitors who form the major source of tourism-related income. The National Police Chief said the Royal Thai Police Office did not make the proposal. He thought there was a misunderstanding in the issue. Misunderstanding is the media. Supposedly, there are no Thai police coming to patrol. So, you know, it is what it is, but I would take that with a grain of salt, because, you know, the Thais, as much as they want to cater to the Chinese, they don't want to give the impression that the Chinese have taken over and that they're running the place. That's what I missed the last 4 trips to Thailand, the busloads of extremely polite Chinese tourists. Well, I can tell you that here, just in the mall, there are Chinese everywhere. I mean, they got Chinese languages posted everywhere. The Chinese are here. And I'll be honest, you know, it kind of bothers me a little bit. It probably shouldn't. Listen, as long as they stay out of my way, I don't care. I really don't care. As long as they stay out of my way. As long as they don't get too involved in the everyday expat's life, as long as they don't make it difficult for other tourists, I don't see the problem. I don't see the problem at all. Hey, by the way, I hope all of you can hear me well. I'm using my Rode microphone today, and yeah, hopefully it's working well. Hopefully it's working better than the just the iPhone microphone. So, but you know, this really begs the question. You know, how bad do they need the Chinese tourists? Well, if you listen to the Thai Tourist Authority, oh, they need them so bad. And supposedly, there's something, let me see if I can figure out the, let me see here, what is this? Okay, the government has defended the RTP proposal for Chinese police to work here. Well, the Royal Thai Police did not propose for Chinese police to work in Thailand. So I'm not sure where they come up with that, but it is supposedly incorrectly reported by some of the people in the media, and that's really all they're saying. It says the government spokesman said reports in some media that Chinese police would accompany Thai police on patrol were incorrect. The Royal Thai Police hope only that their presence and database on Chinese criminals would enable Thai police to work more effectively. Now, I don't have a problem with them working together, just as they do with many other agencies around the world in trying to stifle the criminals that come into the country, because we all know that Thailand is a country where criminals like to come because it has a lot of perks. Criticism that the presence of Chinese police would be tantamount to Thailand giving up its independence and sovereignty were unfounded. Please do not exploit this matter for political gain. Be better if all sides concentrated on working for the benefit of the country and the people, the spokesman said. Yeah. I mean, if you want the Chinese to come, that's one thing. But if it starts to be a major problem with the country, and I can tell you that I've seen a lot of Thais, and they don't particularly like the Chinese. They don't particularly like them. And I don't know that I think they tolerate them, just like they tolerate the Indians. And let's see here if I can come up with it. Pattay's walking street, investors bet on Indian tourist influx. Pattay's iconic street is on the move again, figuratively that is. There are now 7 Indian discos and nightclubs located on Walking Street. 7, with more following the trend. The total rebuilding at the former Marine Disco area is rumored to include a hotel as well as a club catering for tourists from the subcontinent. There have already been over 1 million Indian tourists to Thailand, with Pattaya being the prime destination according to the Thai Tourist Authority. Given that 90% of Pattaya, 90% of them are male, can be assumed that they are not looking for family entertainment after the sun goes down. Now that the Indian nationals automatically receive a visa-exempt 30-day arrival at Thai airports, currently a pilot project, the numbers are expected to zoom over the next few months. Currently, virtually all Indian tourists at Bangkok airports arrive at Bangkok airports, as Rayong's Utapao has not yet started regular charter service or scheduled flights from 20 Indian cities. Once they do, the scope is gigantic. I always think that the media, and this is the Pattaya Mail, I think the media overstates some things just for effect, just to make it seem like it's so important. But what do I know? It is not uncommon for specifically arranged flights of 300 plus passengers already to arrive in India for Indian weddings, which are already a significant income earner for some of Pathia's five-star hotels. Thai tourist officials are keen to develop links with India as the number of Chinese visitors so far has been lower than predicted. So instead of getting the Chinese, they'll get the Indians. If they can't get the Indians, they get the Russians. I'd rather have the Malaysians and Koreans. 2/4 Korean. You know, the Koreans are good. They're good for something here, of course. And I'd rather have them here than any other group. The Indian clubs on Walking Street are increasingly glitzy and upmarket in line with broader street trends. The Nasha has been totally rebuilt following, sounds like NASA, following a still unexplained fire during the pandemic. An unexplained fire, you say? Others include Tony's by Nasha, Janat, Ras, Kavali, Raja, of course they have Raja, and Leela. The eateries specifically targeting white foreigners are declining, while those catering for other target groups such as Indians, South Koreans, and Russians are increasing. The Russian Girls Show. They have a Russian Girls Show. Now, how do they have a Russian Girls Show? All those girls have work permits and are working there legally, and everybody's paying taxes. The traditional Pattaya markets, mostly Brits and mainland Europeans, are now mostly to be found in the Soi LK Metro and Soi Buakau district, with 10 new bars under the title Las Vegas Beer Garden, set to open in January in Soi Diana, opposite LK Metro. There will be novel features in the bar, such as centralized sound system and common booze prices. So the main attraction will be the female Thai staff in each separate venue. Same, but different. Okay, so in other words, they're saying we want Thailand to be, and we want Pattaya especially, to be a place for families. And yet we'll let all these discos open up and let all the Indians come and have their way with our Thai women. That's how I see it. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You know, they let people like Europeans and Americans come. Why shouldn't they let Indians come? Well, because you don't want Thailand to become India. You don't want it to become China. I mean, they already have KFC. They already have many places that are from the West. Swenson's. I'm looking at it right now. Swenson's. They have all these places. Schmegdonald's. They have all these places. And yet they're catering to the Chinese and the Indians because of the tourist. Now, here's the thing. What happened during COVID when they said we need to stop relying on tourist dollars? We need to stop making that a priority. And now they're just going right back to doing the same thing as they were doing before. Let's go right back to the tourist dollar. And I don't understand it. Figure something else out where you can earn money from something else. I don't know why they're not concentrating on this, because I think that's really important. And yet I don't particularly see them trying to do anything other than getting more tourists. So, okay, continue to try to get the tourists, but what else are you trying to do? You want to bring in investor dollars, and yet you want to tax them. So where's the intelligence behind that? Well, I like my little village. I can say that. I like being in my little place, in my little village, and I won't move anywhere until I like the place where we would move to where it's relatively quiet, away from everybody, and there will be none of that in my face stuff. Once I understand, once I leave the village, it's on like Donkey Kong. You know, there's plenty of people, there's plenty of steel, there's plenty of concrete, plenty of places to go, things to do, ways to get around. All right, I understand that. There's a lot of pollution. There's a lot of traffic, but you can get around that. There are workarounds for the traffic. I understand that. And I appreciate that. However, you know, I would say it is my, I would not say it's my dream, but I am very willing and able and looking forward to moving to a more quiet area, maybe where I just get on a sky train. You know, it's 15 minutes away. I go to the sky train, I jump on. Maybe it takes me half hour, 45 minutes to get to another sky train. I come in, it's another half an hour to get into town. Boom, I'm here. You know, on the outskirts of Bangkok. That's fine with me. I'll have to find a Sisiket stunner. No tourists around where my wife's house is, and that's a good thing. Well, that is good, Dello. I do appreciate that. China's on the decline, yes. Thailand could fill the gap with established manufacturing. Most four-wheel drives are made in Thailand with a lot of other. I agree with that, and apparently the Prime Minister has tried to cater and get Microsoft here, and I forget the other ones, but he's been trying to get them, but the problem is now they're talking about taxing people. We're going to get into that in a few minutes. But let me see what we got here. We're talking about the Chinese. Chinese arrivals have slowed after a 14-year-old went on a shooting spree in a Bangkok mall recently and killed one Chinese tourist and injured another. I don't understand. Why would I don't know the whole story behind it. I haven't even read it or anything. I don't know anything about it. But why would a 14-year-old come to Bangkok and shoot a Chinese tourist and injure another? Why would he do that? I have no idea. Originals and best? I don't understand that. What does that mean? So, you know, here they are in Pattaya trying to get all the Indians in. They're still trying to get the Chinese. Why is it they don't try to get Americans and Brits? And why don't they try to get other nationalities in? Swedes, Norwegians, Europeans, Australians. Why don't they try to do that? Hey, what's crack-a-lackin', Mr. Carnivore Chronicles? How you doing? What about legalizing weed? That would attract a certain type of tourist. Yes. Might attract somebody named Paulo. Well, we know it's legal now. And as much as they say, oh, we're going to cut back, we're going to do this, we're going to... You know what? Keep watching. Because months and months and months will go before anything happens. So, you know. Let me see here. The aim of the initiative to bring the Chinese police in is to boost confidence in Thai tourism and ensure that the targeted 4 to 4.4 million Chinese tourists are reached in the last 2 months of the year. Inviting the Chinese police in is a way of demonstrating Thailand's commitment to safety. How about you make your own officers, you improve the quality of their care with others. I know generally it's very good, but let's not forget that Taiwanese actress who got pulled over and got, and you know, 4 of the police officers went to jail for corruption because they're trying to milk her out of her money. You don't want to have to worry about that kind of thing. I guarantee you the Chinese use that, and they know that. They know about these things. You know, the Chinese, they stick together. Chinese tend to be afraid of local law enforcement agencies. So, don't be afraid. I'm not afraid. Are you afraid? Are all of us afraid? No, we're not afraid. We know there are certain things that they can do and certain things they can't do. Generally, if you don't do anything wrong, you're not going to have a problem. It is expected that Chinese police officers demonstrating their confidence in Thailand will boost the confidence of Chinese visitors. Yeah, sure they will. Loads of Chinese here in Batam, Indonesia, building solar plants and playing golf, all being built on Chinese. Yeah, isn't that great? Isn't that wonderful? I mean, really, when you think about it, you know, nah, I don't need any bong rips. I don't need anything. I'm fine. I'm fine the way I am. Life is hard enough without being on drugs. And I know what it's like to take bong rips. I've done plenty of them in my life. But now is a different time. I'm an older man, more settled, more relaxed. So, India and China are next door, cheaper and easier to get here. I understand that. But, you know, Mexico's cheap to get to for Americans, and a lot of Americans won't go to Mexico. Now, a lot of Americans do go to Mexico. Why don't more Americans go to Costa Rica? Why, you know, I don't know how many Americans go to South America, Central America, versus Asia. But there was I wanted to read this, if I can find it here. Where is it? Here we go. Now, there's a survey that came out. I didn't know this at the time when I looked at it. The survey is about the best European cities for expats. And it comes from a publication called Travels Far and Wide. Let me see here. I don't know why they don't. I understand that. And that's the thing, is that if they want to go south, there's a danger attached to it. It's the safety issue. And, you know, there isn't that here. People think they can come here and, you know, they're not going to have a problem. All right, let me look at this here. All right. No matter your motives for traveling or moving abroad, knowing all the essentials of a destination is a must. Yes, it is. I can help you with that. As more students, families, and professionals are embracing the allure of immigrating to Europe, the demand for expat-friendly cities grows. We start to wonder which cities offer the best opportunities for expats. To address this, Travel Far and Wide presents the European Expat Index, evaluating 50 popular destinations based on several essential relocation metrics. These factors included average monthly salary, safety, walkability, nightlife, and rent, providing valuable insights for those seeking their ideal expat haven. Now, let me just go over these real quick. I'll just start from 20 to 11 and just go over them very quickly. Amsterdam, number 20, number 19, Budapest, number 18, Frankfurt, number 17, Madrid, number 16, Barcelona, number 15, Geneva, number 14, Antwerp, number 13, Bratislava, Slovakia, number 12, Berlin, number 11, Stockholm, Sweden, number 10, Zurich, Switzerland, number 9, wow, a lot of Switzerlands, Basel, Switzerland, number 8, Vienna, Austria, number 7, Stuttgart, Germany, number 6, Copenhagen, Denmark, number 5, Munich, Germany, number 4, Prague, number 3, Bern, Switzerland, number 2, Lausanne, Switzerland, and number 1, Helsinki, Finland. Okay, now, how many of those places would you go to and live? I would say probably 1, 2, you know, if you had the necessary income, I would go to probably 3 or 4 of them. I'd go to Amsterdam, I'd go to either Barcelona or Madrid, I'd go to Prague, and I'd go to Copenhagen. But I'd have to have enough money to make it worth my while, and I don't know how much that is. I'd have to see just how much that is. I'd say $4,000 or $5,000 a month minimum. So those are your European destinations. I'm curious to know why they don't include Asian destinations, why they just make it of that. A lot of Americans are afraid to go south. Yes, I go to Thailand because of the wife culture and then the food. Well, you come because of your wife. If your wife didn't come here, you probably wouldn't come here. If your wife was Thai and she said, I never want to go to Thailand again, you probably wouldn't come here. You may say you would, and that may be true, I don't know, but you wouldn't come nearly as often. What I said the other day, and that was that Thailand is a better place to live than, say, the United States, the UK, Australia. First of all, the cost of living is a heck of a lot better here than in Australia. I've been talking to a couple of British guys lately, and they were telling me that prices have doubled. That even you're getting a pension of, say, £1,500, £2,000, that's not enough to live without being helped by the local government. One guy comes here, I think he gets, what did he say, £1,800 or something like that, £1,500. And he gets help with his rent back in the UK. He gets £300. It pays 300 out of 500 pounds is paid for by the local government. He gets a stipend. And he's like, listen, I used to work for the government. I got a government pension and I have a private pension. Why is it that doesn't cover the price of rent? Now, the price of rent in Thailand is relatively cheap. You want a cheap place, you can find a place for $100 a month. Fairly easy. You know, you want to pay $200, $300, $400 a month, you can find a place much easier. Now, you start getting up $500, $600, $700, $800. Well, it's very, very easy to find a place here, and you can have a very nice place. But the rent here is quite a bit cheaper. I will say that the rent here beats out just about everywhere. And certainly Australia, the UK, and the US. So that is a huge plus here. The labor cost is cheaper here. In the UK, in the past in the UK, they could not get their pensions if they lived abroad. They had to live in the UK. Now it's that has been changed, but they're allowed to live wherever they want. Hey Jim, how you doing? But they cannot get health care. They have to go fly back to get health care. Just like in the US, I have VA benefits. I have to fly back if I want to use them, which is extremely difficult if you think about it. First of all, the cost of a flight is not cheap. And then, you know, if you have an emergency situation, you have something like a stroke, you have a heart attack, you have something that's acute, you can't fly. You're not going to be able to go over there. You got to be here. You know, rents in Oz are becoming unaffordable for most people. It's a real issue. Well, look at in the U.S., in New York, San Francisco, Oakland, Chicago, Miami, in the heart of the city. Rents are expensive, you know. So, you know, what are you going to do? You either pay it or you live somewhere else. You got to move. And then what happens if you're working in the area? Well, you know, okay, I can go back and forth to work. Well, now you're gonna go farther. You may, you know. It really depends. Jim, what's going on? How's everything? Seem a little dark in here. Maybe I'm not right under the light. All right, let's go. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about, well, let's talk about this right here. Thai sees 16 billion baht profit amid tourism revival. Thai International Airways has reported a comeback with a net profit of 16.3 billion baht in the first 9 months of 2023, driven by the recovery of the tourism sector. This marks a significant improvement from the loss recorded in the same period last year. 16 billion baht. As of the end of September 2023, Thai's total assets have risen significantly with a corresponding increase in liabilities. However, the airline's negative equity has reduced, reflecting its ongoing financial recovery. You know, what I'll say about Thai Airways, Thai Airways used to be fantastic. And although it was a slight bit more expensive than other airlines, it was worth it because of the quality of service and everything that you got. Now, it seems like it's quite a bit more expensive than other airlines. In fact, it's the most expensive in some cases. And the quality of service and what you're going to get for your money is just not there. So I don't understand, you know, I would fly Thai Airways if the price was right and if the value was there. And most of the time, it's just not there. Everyone grows their own. Oh, yeah. Okay, now, I don't know if you guys have you guys heard about this supposed helicopter money, Thailand's 10,000 baht cash handouts. They're now facing criticisms from the public, businesses, and other elites. Thai Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin has defended the 15 billion US dollars digital wallet scheme aimed at boosting domestic consumption, even as he acknowledged there are mixed feelings towards the policy. Now, my first thought about this is, wow, so Alex and Nicholas are eligible for this, and they'll get 10,000 baht each. However, then if you look at the fine print, it's not such a good deal. All right, let me read this here. Mr. Pradit Bunke, 67, has been working in the Thai capital, Bangkok, as a security guard since he left his hometown in central Ratchaburi province some 16 years ago. He now earns 15,900 baht, $437, with 6 days of leave annually. His meager pay explains why he was happy initially to hear that he would be among some 56 million Thais to receive a digital cash handout worth 10,000 baht from the new government next February, under an economic incentive devised by the ruling Pheu Thai party as part of its political campaign. For low-income earners like Mr. Pradeep, the scheme, which involves the cash being dispersed digitally, may seem like a nice idea at first. But when considering how the cash must be spent in 6 months on food, medicines, and occupational tools at local businesses located within a 4-kilometer radius of their registered addresses, those who live and work far away from home could find it hard to enjoy the free money. Okay, what that means is you're going to have to be able to spend that money at the place where you're going to go, which is one concern. Let's say you come to the mall. Okay, that's within 4 kilometers of where we live. You come and you got your money. You could spend it on food. I guess you could spend it all on food. Medicine, I don't know about that. Perhaps, although my kids don't really need medicine. Occupational tools, they're not going to need that. So those who live and work far away from home could find it hard to enjoy the free money. For people who live in the countryside, there is a huge distance between the town and their homes. Their villages often have small grocery stores selling things like canned fish and eggs, which won't accept digital money. I have 2 small markets within walking distance of my home. One of them I almost never go to anymore, and that's where my landlord lives. That's my landlord's place. The other one, I go there basically just to get eggs. That's the only reason I go there. I go and get my 10 eggs for 55 baht. It used to be 50 baht. And they allow digital payments, which is great. The other place does not. Now, I don't go there because they don't accept digital payments. I don't go there because I don't want to buy any soda. I don't want to buy any junk food. I don't need junk food. I almost never go to 7-Eleven. If I go to 7-Elevens, I go there to buy hard-boiled eggs. That's about it. Maybe some water. I don't know. I know there's a lot of people that love 7-Eleven and they think that 7-Eleven is great. I personally don't like it because all you get is frozen food, ice cream, and junk food. Who needs that? I don't need it. I have a hard enough time staying healthy without going to 7-Eleven. Their villages often have small groceries selling things like canned fish and eggs, which won't accept with digital money. Although the government plans to adjust the conditions for remote areas to ensure that digital cash can penetrate and benefits all parts of the country, many people suspect the $15 billion scheme will end up serving the rich and their big businesses, which already have the capacity to provide goods and the technology to accommodate transactions. How can small shops supply so many things? It's good to receive the money, but if you ask who will enjoy the benefit, it's the rich. Listen, you can't have it all. They're giving away free money. Take it, spend it where you can, and shut up. That's how I look at it. What do you need to complain about? You're getting free money. Spend it where you can. You want to spend it with small business? Find a small business that takes digital money. If you don't have one in your area, go somewhere where they do have it. Okay, now, let me get rid of this here. The digital wallet program is designed for Thai nationals with only one qualifying condition, as long as they are age 16 and above. So that means my kids are eligible. Its key objective is to increase the spending power of low-income earners while stimulating the economy through income distribution in communities nationwide. But a group of reportedly 99 academics, economists, and former governors of the Bank of Thailand have recently issued a joint statement against its implementation. They urged the government to scrap the program, arguing that such a massive expenditure to boost short-term consumption will run up public debt and hurt Thailand's financial stability in the long run. The thing is they're asking, I don't know where that it's coming from, but they're trying to take a loan out for this money so that they can disperse it. Now, they're going to take a loan out. They got to pay that loan back. I don't know how feasible it is to pay it back, and if they're going to profit from it. You would hope they would at least break even. Mrs. Orapin Tanamsap, owner of a small food and goods store in Bangkok's Watana district, told it's unclear how long she will have to wait before she can encash the digital payment from her customers. The 59-year-old doubts the scheme would generate more income for her shop, as she believes more consumers are likely to spend the cash handouts at malls, convenience stores, and big supermarkets. I would say, if we get it for my kids, I would tell my kids, we're going to the grocery, and we're going to buy a bunch of groceries. It's 20,000 baht. So, you know, you got 20,000 baht, what are you going to do? Oh, we're going to stock up on food. It'll benefit 7-Elevens. Not in my neighborhood. Not humble shops like mine, I can guarantee. She said, adding she also plans to spend the digital money at big supermarkets to restock her shop while saving her own money. See what I'm saying? Let's see here. Our intention is that the money is spent in local areas where your address is registered. This will help develop your communities, not just the big cities alone. But despite months of campaigning, Mr. Sreta and his Putai party have yet to determine how they will fund the multi-billion-dollar program. They supposedly, what I have read, is they are borrowing the money. They want a loan for $15 billion. Political analysts say the national budget is out of the question as it will only be ready in April of next year, 2 months after the proposed launch of the scheme. The budget plan will be submitted for royal approval on April 17, 2024. As a result, it can only be used afterwards. Okay, I don't understand all this, but Mr. Somchai also proposed splitting the payment into 2 rounds, with the first 5,000 baht payment in May and the other half in November, in order to ease the country's national financial burdens. But this will mean they'll lose face, he said, referring to the Putai-led government. All right, enough about this. This is starting to piss me off. Yeah, this is just, to me, this looks like a mess. I don't know how they're going to carry it out. And honestly, I don't really think they will, because they have to come up with the money. Where are they going to come up from with the money? Where's that going to come from? All right, let's see here. Thai minister outlines measures to address health concerns amid extended entertainment service hours. Oh, God. Dr. Chonan Sri Gale, the Minister of Public Health. I think that was Anutin. Oh, he used to be the Public Health Minister. Public stated about an affected group by alcoholic beverages drunk driving victims who asked the Thai government for countermeasures from the proposed extended hours services for entertainment venues. As a representative from Public Health, Dr. Chonan revealed to the Thai national media that the Thai government policies must strike a balance between economic and health aspects. The living quality of the citizens must be protected as well. So how is people drinking on Walking Street going to affect the quality of life for the citizens that live around them? Well, I mean, okay, yeah, you might have more drunk drivers, but you would think that, okay, you post a couple of cops in certain areas to make sure that nobody's driving drunk. What's the problem? Why is that such a big deal? It starts on November 15th, and they extend the services to 4 a.m., and I'm anxious to see what happens, because I want to see how they come up with whatever they come up with, which is, oh my God, it's harming everybody. I don't know if it's really going to harm that many people. I can't see that. Listen, if you go home and drive drunk at 2 o'clock, you're going to go home and drive drunk at 4 o'clock. If you're somebody who cares about that and says, I'm not going to go home and drive drunk, then you won't. You'll take a ride share or something like that. Now, what I found pretty funny is their proposals. Okay, what is all this? Let me read all this. These liberal politicians will screw up. It's only a matter of time. I understand they always screw up. It's a constant. I don't really care. I'm not getting it. Yeah, see, this is one of those things that doesn't really matter. Now, I'm getting to the taxation, which does matter, supposedly, maybe, possibly. There's a window cleaner out in this wind. Okay. Let me just give you a little heart there. Guys, don't forget, click the thumbs up, subscribe, join, super chat, super thanks, all that good stuff. There you go. There's all the love. See that? Hopefully you can see all that coming through. Let me see. Do I see that? Let's see. No, I don't see it. I don't see the little heart coming through. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can't see it. let's go here. Now, you saw them. Okay, good. Let's see here. With a massive expenditure and little clarity on the implementation, how the money would be sourced, analysts warned that Thai could put Thailand in a risky situation by handing out free money to 56 million people. I'm just having a little cappuccino and a water. You're drunk at 9:54 in the morning. Oh my God. You Aussies really like to hit it hard, don't you? 10,000 baht. According to Dr. Nantana, while populist policies can help the poor, they should also be designed to promote self-improvement among the beneficiaries and ensure productivity in return. For low-income earners like Mr. Pradeep, 10,000 baht is a lot of money, but to spend it, he will have to take a day off and travel more than 100 kilometers to his hometown in Ratchaburi, where he hopes to find stores that would let him empty his digital wallet. I'll buy something for my relative there because I won't be able to carry things back to Bangkok. So, it's got its flaws. There are some flaws to this program. And I'm going to say I don't see it happen. I just don't. Just like you don't see a lot of things they talk about, like the weed implementation, the weed law implementations, the foreigners and all the implementations that they say that are gonna take place here. You just don't see these things happening rapidly. It takes times for the wheels to turn. And sometimes they don't turn. They're stuck. Oh, it's 1:50 p.m. Oh, okay, I see. Sorry, I forgot about that. Forgive me. All right, so we know, this might not happen. Who cares? It's not gonna, it will affect me. But, I'm not like clamoring for the 20,000 baht. Let's see here. Here's the 10. This is the Thai government. Oh yeah, the Chinese being afraid. Oh, the Chinese are so scared. I think the Chinese are more scared of the Chinese police than they are of anything else. All right, let's talk about this taxation of foreigners, which I don't think it's been well thought out, honestly. And I don't know how they're going to determine who they tax and who they don't tax. First of all, I'm an American. I am part of the Amity Treaty. I don't have to pay taxes in two places. So if I'm paying taxes on the U.S., why would I pay tax on that money when it comes into Thailand? Now, granted, most of the time I don't pay tax. But why would I pay tax on any money that came into Thailand? It makes no sense. It doesn't make dollars and cents. So, here's the thing, all right? Now, let me just read this. This is from about a month ago, a month and a half ago. The Revenue Department has ruled that a person who resides in Thailand for up to 180 days a year and earns overseas income from works or assets will be subject to personal income tax, according to Section 48 of the Revenue Code. According to legal experts, the policy appears to have three specific targets: residents trading in foreign stock markets through foreign brokerages, cryptocurrency traders, and Thais who have been exploiting a loophole that allowed them to bring foreign earnings into the country tax-free after keeping it in an offshore account for more than a calendar year. The principle of this tax is that you must pay tax on income you earn from abroad, no matter how you earn it and regardless of the tax year in which the money was earned. The previous rule allowed residents with a foreign income to be taxed only if the money is remitted into Thailand in the same year that it was earned. All right, so this doesn't really, it really doesn't concern me if you look at their rules. However, I'll get to this in a minute. The tighter measure is meant to close the loophole of people deferring transfer of their overseas income to a different year. Okay. The new rule, which takes place on January 1, 2024, will enable authorities to tax the foreign income of individuals in 2025. Okay, I thought it was 2024. However, the new regulation also brings up question whether this is the most effective way to generate revenue for Thailand. They're always looking to generate revenue so they have more money, instead of thinking, where can we cut money and where can we reallocate funds? They don't ever seem to do that. I don't understand it. And it's the same with the United States. The United States is the worst. Billions of dollars in debt. Foreign debt, domestic debt. They got debt all over the place. The new rule takes place January 2024. The new, let's see here, there is a concern among experts that the new policy may alienate private bankers and their financial institutions who might consider the regulatory environment in Thailand to be too uncertain or onerous. From a socio-economic standpoint, the long-term effects of this... Where are my glasses? What are they doing? I knew I couldn't see. Just imagine how much money they could use for infrastructure if it wasn't all stolen. I'm not saying anything that they do that, but, you know, it's funny how some of the roads really need, you know, doesn't the U.S. just keep printing money? Yeah, they do. Yeah, not billions, trillions, excuse me. From a socioeconomic long-term, okay, the wealthiest individuals equipped with resources and private banking services could potentially evade these reporting requirements, exposing middle-class traders and those without the financial muscle and accountants to work around the system. In summary, while the Revenue Department's new policy aims to increase revenue by closing existing tax loopholes, the potential fallout could be significant. The guidelines complicate the conduct of businesses, create barriers to effective enforcement, and raise questions about their ultimate impact on the economic and social fabric of Thailand. Now, what it also does is there have been a lot of foreigners who have been whining and crying about this, who are talking about how it's going to affect them. You know, like you're transferring money from Wise. Let's say you're transferring $1,000 or $2,000 maybe in a month, that they're going to tax you 35%. I don't see that happening. I really don't see that happening. If it's the American dollar, well, then they can fall back on, well, you can't be double taxed. Now, what are they going to do? Are they going to just eliminate that? I don't see that happening. I really don't think that most people have anything to worry about with this law, but this is something that, you know, you do have to kind of think about. And, you know, I guess it could affect us. But, you know, what it says in its basic form is that Thai tax residents who earn income from abroad will be subject to personal income tax on such income upon bringing it into Thailand in any calendar year. Now, that's what it says in a basic form. Well, that's what I mean. If you're going to take out, let's say you're going to take out 30,000. Well, you really, I don't know if you can take out 30,000 baht now, because I never take out 30,000 baht. I always use Wise. But I could get a U.S. Wise card, but I think they charge fees. Now, I don't want any fees. I know their fees are good, but I don't want any fees unless I have to pay the fee. Because the more fees that go to the bank, the more fees that go for ATM cards and withdrawals, the less money that goes into my pocket. Now, the one thing that they are saying is that these new tax laws need some clarification. And this is almost always the case. And I've said this in the past. The Thai government speaks, they let out something that they want people to know, they let it out to the media. The media writes it up, maybe it's unclear. There are a lot of unclear statements made. And then people think, well, wait, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? And the Thai government's going, oh, we didn't think about that. Now we're going to have to think about that. What are we going to do? So it takes them time. Now, let me see something here. Resident of Thailand is defined as an individual who stays in Thailand for a period or periods aggregating 180 days more in any tax year. Well, that's me. Any rules, regulations, instructions, rules, or practices which contradict shall be repealed. As the assessable income is subject tax in the source country, the tax paid in the source country can be credited against the personal income liabilities in Thailand per rules prescribed in the applicable double taxation treaties. So what that means is they're going to tax up to a certain point. You're going to have to pay taxes after a certain point. When you bring in, say, 20,000 bucks, that's not enough to trigger it. Now, it's very unclear, and this is the problem. They're very unclear about what's going to happen. Now, let me see here. There's a budget deficit, and that is part of the problem here. They're trying to combat tax evasion. You know, under the current law, Thai tax residents are only taxed on foreign funds, blah, 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 blah. New tax law will close this loophole. Okay. The same domestic tax rate, 5% to 35%, will apply to remittances. In principle, the directive has good intentions and follows the lead of other countries which require tax residents to declare and pay tax on foreign income, except when there are clear guidelines on exceptions and or exemptions, which is not the case here. This news is particularly troubling, given its potential effect on foreign direct investment. This is the problem. Okay, here it is right here. Sveta Tawasin played up potential investments from Tesla and Microsoft worth $5 billion after returning from the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. However, this policy kind of negates what he's saying. It's not saving money, it's costing money. Nah, they're not. I don't think they're really trying to catch digital nomads. I really don't think that's happening. Most digital nomads are not making huge amounts of money. They're not making, 400,000 baht, 500,000 baht, $1 million baht a month. Now, if you're trading stocks and bonds, maybe that might be the case. I don't know. I don't know because I don't really do that, so I don't worry about it. If you make a lot of money, it might be something you need to worry about. If you're spending a lot of money here, you're living high on the hog here, and you're bringing money from another country, you might have to worry about it. Now, I don't know how they can say that Americans need to worry about it, because Americans are taxed on the money that they earn in America, and that they earn all over the world. So why do you have to pay tax to Thailand? Well, you don't. You get a tax credit. So that's something that, it's important that you learn what the exact rules and the guidelines are for this, and I don't think they've come out with everything. Sreta claimed Thailand is open for business with all other countries, but the new tax scheme could undermine his efforts even before it has a chance to take flight. Clear policies and favorable tax regimes are necessary to attract foreign investment in a competitive global environment, especially since the tourism rebound remains uncertain. And this is why they should not be taxing anyone other than, say, Thais. I don't think they should tax foreigners. But you shouldn't charge companies coming in and that want to do business here, you shouldn't be charging them a huge amount of tax, because they're not going to come here. Why would they? They don't need it. They can go somewhere else where the tax laws are more favorable. So you don't really have anything to worry about. However, the large companies are like, wait a minute, we need to see what happens here. The government should be giving tax breaks to foreign companies looking to invest, not raising their tax liability before they've even set up shop. Foreign investors are already wary of the complex Thai tax system, and the new scheme will likely compound. Okay, looks like we're back. Maybe. There we go. Looks like we're back. Generally pretty good. The internet's pretty good. Anyway, that's how it goes with the taxes here. I don't know what the deal is. I'd rather pay fees than taxes. Yeah, it depends on what those fees are, though. Integrity Legal in Bangkok has updates every week on this topic. Yeah, and, you know, it's in his best interest to continue talking about it. Unless things change, I don't want to hear anything about it. I really don't want to. I don't need to hear about, oh, this is what's going on now. Yeah. Refresh, that's what I would say. Okay, so, you know, I was talking to this British guy, and he says that he finds that Thai women are quite bossy. Government pensions won't be affected. No, I don't think that they will be unless they're extremely large. And even then, I don't see, if you're paying taxes on that pension, how are you going to pay taxes here as well? I don't see that happening. Now let me take a look at it. I got to look at one more thing about this. Yeah, it's all about how they implement this. Yeah, that's about it. Countries that have double taxation agreements with Thailand. Let me just read these. Oh, there's 61 of them. Holy shit. Well, the United States is one of them. Is Australia. Australia is one of them. Is the UK one of them? Oh. Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Okay. So all these countries have a double taxation agreement with Thailand. So unless you earn a certain amount, I don't see that you're going to be taxed. I don't think you have to worry about Singapore, South Africa, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland. I think they're trying to really just tighten the law so that the Thais who have been using offshore banks cannot continue doing what they're doing. Thailand, in Australia, the Chamber of Commerce in Thailand points out that the new guideline possesses significant challenges for Thai tax residents who have income from both Thai and foreign sources. While the departmental instruction doesn't have the force of law, it serves as the tax authority enforcement directive. Okay, that to me that's just a bunch of hogwash. Put it in plain English so that you know. The same article also highlights that many questions regarding implementation remain unanswered. For example, authorities have yet to determine the applicable tax rate for remitted income. Would it be a flat tax, a specific rate for foreign income, or will they apply these standard progressive rates? I don't know. We don't know. And like I say, wait until they come out with the final laws and they pass it through a royal decree. That's what you do. You wait until they say this is the law. Not, oh, we're coming up with this, we're coming up with that. Oh, this is... It's hogwash. Honestly, it is really just stuff they've thrown on the wall. And there's no guarantees of what's going to happen. There's no guarantees that this is going to be implemented. There is no guarantee. I don't think that they've come out with the royal decree. And, you know, if they have, well, then what about the people who are in double taxation countries? How are they going to make me? Yeah, until it is, it ain't. Old Chinese proverb. Well, I don't know about that. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. That's another one. Old American proverb. Oops, let me turn that off. It ain't over until the fat lady sings. All right, listen. I just wanted to talk about one more thing here, and that was, like I was saying, I talked to this British guy, and I was talking to another guy. We've been talking on a regular basis. We tend to see each other around for some reason. And the one guy was saying, my wife is very bossy. Now, the other guy's got he's an old guy. He's in his 70s. And he's got a girl, and I don't think anything ever goes on with them, but she's his girl. So you got these two guys. The one guy says that his wife is quite bossy, and he doesn't mind. He just lets her be how she wants to be. And he thinks that most of the time it's for his own benefit. Now, I can see this in a way, because they tend to think about they tend to be very pragmatic, the women. I don't know, Daldo. I don't know. Maybe Friday, maybe Sunday. I don't know. I'm not sure. Depends on how I feel on that day when I wake up. I want to go to this one place, Num Hang Lee. This is an old 70-plus-year-old shop. I want to go there. I want to go to Cafe Nora Singh. And I want to go to a few other places. I want to walk around. I was thinking about going to Klong Tui again. But, you know, I'm not going to go out there and sweat I'm not going to go out there just for the sake of going out there. I just don't really feel like I need to. I got almost 11 years of videos and live streams online now, and I've done just about everything. Now, granted, there is something to be said for new video, new live streams, and all that kind of stuff, but, you know, I don't get, you know, like, why do I want to go to, you know, Wat Brageo or something like that? No, it's not going to happen. They don't open until 11 o'clock anyway, so... You know, I could do I mean, why does it always have to be something with women for you? It's so ridiculous, honestly. My wife's not bossy. She told me to sit here and listen to Scott and not make any noise. Very good. Give her my best why. Oh yeah, and T-minus 15 days until our move back permanently. Stuff is all packed up in Singapore waiting to be shipped up to the house. Nice. It's gotta be someplace that has women for Gennaro. Women are the icing. That's all they are. They're the icing. Don't you get that? They're not the cake. They're the icing. Unbelievable, man. I mean, I'm not even going to go there. I don't even want to talk about it with you. You are a dog. That's what I'll say. You are a dog. Okay. You know. You're the cake. They're not the cake. They're the icing. You know. They're what makes everything better. Hopefully. For some people, they make it worse. But, you know, I don't think they should be the main focus of your life. That's what I'm saying. Oh my God, we go to Nana Hooters. Nana Hooters. You think those girls are going to go with you? Most of them don't give a shit about you. They don't care about you. Just like the barista don't care about you. Why are you gonna like go after some chicks that they don't want nothing to do with you? It makes no sense to me. You know what I would say? Keep a low profile and just go after the ones that you think, you know, you're in the grocery store or something like that, and you're just like, hey, this one looks good, whatever. You go in a couple of times, you ask her out, you say, boys, I found myself a nice girl, or she's in a bank, and you go into the bank, she gives you a nice little grin. You go in again, and you go, you know, I'm gonna take a chance, I'll ask her out. Why don't you do that? You know, I did speak to her a little while ago, a couple of weeks ago. She is not working at the same place as she was working before. I'm not sure where she's working now. Maybe I'll go see her in a little while. I don't know. Yeah, sure you will. Sure you will. My wife told me if I wanted you to have an opinion, I'd have given you. Oh, God. You know, Gennaro, I have to take you with a grain of salt because you're so full of shit. I can't believe you honestly mean any of that. So, you know. Yes, that's Gennaro. That is Gennaro. Gennaro, I don't know where he comes up with his stupid names. And most of them are, yeah, I don't get it. I just don't get it. You know, the thing is that the guys who got wives here, thank you, Richard, thank you. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you, everybody else. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. Next week I'll have another profile. Whatever, whoever he is, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. He can call himself whatever he wants. He can call himself little Chinese guy if he wants. That's fine. Little Chinese guy. How about Raja the Indian? I think that's better than Lady Penelope. Raja the Indian. Corn dog. But I'm only joking. No, you're not joking. You're not joking. That's the thing. You're not. Because that's all you ever think about. If I show anyone, oh my God, hottie alert. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, when you're in the know, you're in the know. You don't have to talk about it. When they look good, they look good. You know, it's not a big deal. I go to a lot of different places, and occasionally there are baristas that are they're cute. That's how it works. So, Gennaro, if you want, you can go to all the coffee shops that I've been to and go looking around for barista. Maybe some of them will still be there. Maybe some of the cute ones will still be there, and you can go after all of them. And maybe they'll become your gig. Maybe they'll become your guck. I don't know. I kind of doubt it. If it weren't for all the available and attractive women in Thailand, I wouldn't be interested in even visiting. I've heard about the Thai rock star. Couldn't care less. Yeah, but you know, the thing is, there are attractive women everywhere. Really, there are. They're all over the place. They're all over the world. Some people don't think that Thai women are the most attractive women. Some people think that Swedish women are very attractive. Danish women are attractive. Some people think, you know, Brazilians are attractive. So clearly you have an Asian fetish. I don't know exactly what it is, but for someone who has not been here in I don't know how long, I don't really know what to say, you know. I look at all these coffee shops and I see all the drinks that people get, and most of them are not drinking black coffee. They're not drinking an Americano or a cappuccino or an espresso. They're drinking all these foo-foo drinks. If I drank all the foo-foo drinks that these people drink, I would be, 300 pounds. I'd be completely obese. I do prefer Asian women. Well, that's good because you're married to one. I'm sure she makes sure that you say that. I drink Tamada. Monash started the hottie alert. It doesn't matter. You've made it yours now. An average-looking Thai woman is much more attractive than what I see every day here in LA. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been here for such a long time. I kind of take them for granted. It's very easy. And if you want to talk to them, it's very, very easy to talk to them. And I mean just about any Thai woman, it's easy to talk to them. Now, getting farther than that's a little more difficult. But, that's the advantage that I see. They're not all jaded. Guys do love their sugary drinks and put a lot of sugar in their cooking. Yeah, but the thing is when you see cakes, as in, chocolate cake, banana cake, coconut cake, they're generally not sweeter than American cakes. Thai women are attractive until they speak. Now you got a point there. That's pretty true. That's kind of like all women, I just want them short with a flat head so you can rest the beer on it. That's about how it works. They don't need to speak. Betty Crocker cakes. You know what I really miss? I'm going to tell you one thing that I miss from America, and I miss it so much. Biscuits. Pillsbury Doughboy biscuits, where they pop out of a little tube and you pull them apart and you put them in an oven and they bake and they're so good, and you put butter inside of them. I miss those. When I went back home, I didn't have any, and it's such a shame. Really. I miss those. Pillsbury Doughboy biscuits. I think I miss that more than conch fritters, more than key lime pie, more than like my mother's lasagna or, anything else. You're not going to get Pillsbury Doughboy biscuits. Not like that. I want Pillsbury Doughboy biscuits. They have lamb in Thailand all over the place. I use those biscuits and gravy for biscuits and gravy at home. I could use a can of those. There are occasionally a few items I need from back home. Most of the time I either do without or I just don't buy them. Or if I can, I buy them online. And, one of the big ones that I came up with a long time ago is Cocoa Pebbles. There's lamb all over the place, Dallo. Go down near Nana Plaza. There's lamb all over. You can get lamb burgers. In fact, I had some lamb burgers from Gobbler, the very same place that earns or that makes Gobbler Texas style burgers, and also they make sausage. They have lamb sausage, although they're out. Now they're out. They get the Gobbler stuff every once in a while, and then it just goes. But they also have the lamb burgers, and they're fantastic. In fact, I have some Texas style burgers at home, and I'll probably cook them today. It's everywhere, man. It's everywhere. Hot dogs without casing? I'm trying to think if I've seen that. Well, I like any hot dog that doesn't have that plastic casing, the plastic wrapper around the casing. That's what I like. But actually, I like the Gobbler sausages. And their casing is very, very thin, so I don't mind it. Oh, God. So, Jim, now you read Thai? You can read Thai now? Hopefully you can read a little bit. It does help. Nathan's hot dogs. The Gobbler sausages are some of the best sausages. They're the best sausages I've ever had. They have... you got to learn how to. You need to learn it. Is what you need to do. Really, use the translator to help you learn. Just get some basic words and start doing it. Little by little, you'll learn, and it will help. You always got to bring Chucky into it when it comes into the sausage kind of thing, don't you? Who cares what he's doing? I don't care. I never cared. I don't care if he likes sausage. Good for him. Chicken, pork, and seafood. Well, we've had some stew lately, and I get beef and let it cooks for about a day or two. He's around, you know. He's around. He might be in Taiwan now. I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks. Just let him do his thing, you know. But there's plenty of lamb here. You want lamb, you can find it. They, sometimes they have it, not just Gobbler, but they have other stuff. Yeah, the meat is good. But my wife makes it with pork. No. She makes it with, I think, what is it, round shank or top shank or some shit. I can't remember. It's a shank kind of meat. I forgot what it is. But she gets that stuff and puts it in and then cooks it up, and it's really, really good. Yeah. Okay, Gennaro. I'll do that. I'll tell him you're making jokes about him. I need to find some decent beef ribs to smoke up at the house. Yeah, beef is a bit tougher. There's a place that Carnivore Chronicles gave me. I can't remember the name of it. And there's another place that I found that has quite good beef. But I haven't gone there in a while. It's been a while since I've been there. My place, not his place. We cook slow-cooked lamb shanks. He has a good sense of humor. Yeah, he does. Patty Bob. Hi, Scott. Texting from hospital. again? You have bronchitis and the flu, hope to get meds, then discharge. Well, I hope you're discharged. Honestly. You don't need to be in the hospital. You know, Bob, I gotta tell you, I freaking hate hospitals. I hate them with a passion. If I had to go in as much as you go in, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. Honestly. I mean, I know you can't really do anything. That's the thing. You just got to go in and get your medicine and hope you get out. But I get really irritable when I go into the hospital. I do not like it. Yeah, hopefully you'll get out. I mean, what are they doing for you? Are you just sitting there, or what's going on? Are you waiting for your meds, or and have they told you anything, or what's happening? Or are they going to stick you in there? I can always join the Patia High Flyers. No, don't do that, Bob. Don't even joke about that. Don't do that. Hospital discharge is the only discharge you want from Patia. Yeah, you don't want any other kind of discharge. I did like that Bangkok Hospital Starbucks in Patia. Best Starbucks coffee I ever had. You know, there's a couple of places where I said, this coffee is the best place that I've ever had, and it ain't Starbucks. Never been Starbucks. Ever. Waiting meds, they checked me out. Okay, so you're going to get out. Is that correct? Wasn't the best coffee, it was the best Starbucks brand coffee. Antibiotics and codeine syrup used my O2 machine. Antibiotics and codeine syrup and used my O2 machine at home. Yes, should be out. Okay, good. Glad to hear that. Yeah, Bob, why don't you get yourself a sexy nurse to take care of you there? A sexy Patia nurse to come in and live with you. That's what you ought to do. You know, get one that'll give you a bath and sponge bath and all that kind of stuff. Just make sure that she'll give you a sponge bath and clean the nether regions. She's willing to go anywhere. That's what you need to make sure of. I mean, you know, she's got to be a gamer. You don't want some old lady. Anyway, well, it's good you're going to get out. We know that, so that is good. As soon as my new renovated room's finished, it's a 2-bedroom with caretaker quarters. Well, you're set up. You're about the only guy that I know in Patia who doesn't, you live right in the heart of everything. And you don't really mind it. It doesn't seem like you mind it. You actually enjoy it. So I applaud you for that. Architect says another 30 days to go. So that means 45. It's a Thai architect. Little cocoa drinks. They're making a drink here. This guy's got a little drink in front of me. None of them drink coffee. Don't hear much on the 24th floor. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's good. You don't hear any of the noise from down below, and nobody's coming up there. So that's good. 30 equals 60, and if you're lucky, 45. That's about how it works. All right. Well, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. Bob, I'm glad you're going to get out. That is a plus. That's quite good. It's not good that you're in. You always got bronchitis. So that's a problem. I will tell you something, and it pains me to say this, and I will say this reluctantly. I've had my own problems in the past, say, 3 days. And I really don't want to talk about it, but it's been very painful. And really, today is the first day that I have not hurt because of it. I didn't want to go to the hospital because I was like, I just don't want to go there unless I absolutely have to go. So I didn't go. But I've been in a lot. Yeah, I've had a. Yeah, it's been bad, man. And it's not like, you know, I got diarrhea or anything like that. It's nothing like that. But my stomach has really hurt quite a bit. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Veterans Day was the other day, and right, I think Monday, today in America, it's being observed. So happy Veterans Day! Thank you for all the veterans. I happen to be a veteran. 2/4 Korean's a veteran. To all the veterans out there, thank you very much. Yeah, let's put it this way. I took Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off from my yoga because all I wanted to do was lay on the sofa, and I was in pain, and yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I'm better now, and hopefully this is the end. I won't have any more problems, but yeah, it was stomach related. It was not good. It's like right, I don't know, right about here. Anyway, what are you gonna do? You know, you suck it up, and hopefully you don't have to go to the hospital. And if you do, it's short and sweet, and you're out of there. I'm not sure, but you know, I've been talking about that colonoscopy. I need to go in and get it looked at. I need to go in and get my colonoscopy looked at. You can get it done here for less than $1,000. So it's not that bad. Or you can get it done in Chiang Mai for less than $1,000. Yeah, I was in bad shape. That was really bad. So yeah, I'm not. You know, I'm a little hesitant to do anything too strenuous. No, I haven't had a miscarriage yet. I don't think men can have babies. I don't agree with that assumption that men can have babies. It's only women. But yeah, I often wonder if my lack of a gallbladder and my bile duct problems are going to cause me issues in the future because of what I eat. So I'm like thinking, well, what am I eating? What can I? It's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But I got through it. It sucked. That's what I'll say. It was a lot of pain. And hopefully it won't come back. And I won't have to go to the hospital. Because I don't want to go to the hospital. Can do Pattaya, Bangkok. Yeah, I mean, I could go to Pattaya. That would be easier. Much easier than going to, say, Chiang Mai. Although I trust that Chiang Mai doctor in that hospital. I trust that hospital a lot. They did good work on me. No, it's not kidney stones. Usually no gallbladder. You get occasional Diverticulitis. Yeah, well, I'm not sure what it is, but, you know, hopefully I won't find out in the near future. So, we celebrated Veterans Day on Saturday. I thought that they gave you Monday off. Don't they give you Monday off for that? I think, you know, yeah, Saturday was Veterans Day, but I thought they'd give you Monday off, or that Monday was a holiday or something. That's what I thought. Anyway, happy Veterans Day. Merry Veterans Day. A jubilant Veterans Day in memory. With all seriousness. Anyway, some get Monday, some take Friday off. Honestly, you know, and I hate to say this because, you know, I am an American, and when it comes to the veterans thing, you know, I try to remember and be good about it, but I've forgotten most holidays now. I forget. I mean, you know, I know Thanksgiving's like the last Thursday of the month, and Christmas is December 25th. Of course I know that. I don't really remember about Easter and all these other Labor Days in September sometime, but I don't remember a lot of holidays, and quite frankly, why do I need to? I don't live there. I hate to say this again. Most of the news, it has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with foreigners if you're living here. If it's going to affect you, that's a different story. But like, Bob sent me a thing about, you know, the drinking water. I don't even need to read it. I haven't drank the drinking water since I've been in Thailand. I've never drank the drinking water. I've always had bottled water. And if I do by chance drink the water from the tap, I don't make it a big deal. It doesn't happen very often. I brush my teeth with drinking water, with tap water. Not a big deal. Doesn't matter to me. I don't really care. Oh, God. It all goes back to the women, doesn't it? I didn't do anything. A lot of businesses offered a free meal or appetizer, etc. Free coffee. I stayed home and watched football. 11th of the 11th at 11 a.m. We have a national minutes silence in memory. Oh. But the score in Monday Night Football is 15-15. Wow, that's unusual. Yes, it is the strangest score. I don't know who's playing, but 15-15 is unusual. What was I going to say here? Oh, one thing that I learned about from Veterans Day is that I didn't know this, but I can get a veteran's card, a veteran's ID card, and now they issue it online. So they can issue a veteran's ID card just by you signing up online. So I'm going to sign up, and I will get my veteran's card. I also have the cards from the VA, so I should be able to, I don't know if I need that, but whatever. It was 8 to 9 earlier. Who's playing? What's today? Well, it can't be Detroit and whoever. I don't know who's playing. I have no idea. I have not watched a football game. I watched the Super Bowl with, I think, 2/4 Korean and my friend Scott a couple of years ago. Denver and Buffalo. Okay. I haven't watched the game, haven't watched any baseball, haven't watched any basketball, haven't watched any American sports in many, many years. So, I watch boxing, MMA, occasionally a little tackle for about 5 minutes, and other than that, that's about it. That's just to prove you're a veteran, not valid for anything else. Your VA card is good enough. Okay. Well, that's good to know. That is good to know. All right. I think it's time for me to get out of here. Do me a favor once again. Click the thumbs up, subscribe, join, sponsor on YouTube. That's the join. super, what is it? Super app, super thanks, Cash App, buy me a coffee, Patreon, get one of my books. They call me Farang, or ask me anything, or contact me if you need any help getting over here, if you're contemplating getting over here, whatever it may be. Just get a hold of me. Barco, it's a very reflective day in Oz. I was watching the American in Bangkok was more important. Hey, good to know. Choke D. Leo Jerkin. I did reflect on Lost Brother. I bet you did. And I mean that seriously. Because that's what the day is for. And I don't mean to be lighthearted. I don't mean to be lighthearted about it, because there's nothing lighthearted about it. Yeah, become a member, join. That's the join thing. Whatever. But click thumbs up. I appreciate it. Doesn't cost you anything. Just keep watching. Whatever. That's good too. So, and by the way, I think it's tonight, I'll be posting How and Why I Moved to Thailand Half a Lifetime Ago Part 2. I think I'll be posting that tonight. So stay tuned. And I guess that's it. I will talk to you guys later. I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Choke me, Leo Jerkan Mai, which means Wayno Lucko. Good luck. And I'll see you later. Aloha and choke me, you all. Yes, indeed.